Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, colleague ministers, honorable members of this side of the House, honorable minority leader, and other members of the opposition. I now rise to congratulate my colleague, Honorable Winston Jordan, and his hard-working team for the excellent effort put into crafting this well-done 2016 budget. And let me also take the opportunity to wish my colleagues happy Ash Wednesday. Mr. Speaker, my government, yes, our government, took the reins at a critical juncture when the pillars of our economy, sugar, rice, bauxite, gold, etc., were experiencing severe downturn. However, with vision and foresight, we were able to rise to the task and achieve some level of stability. We still have a long journey to go, sir, but we have commenced this voyage. Mr. Speaker, the struggle will be intensified, and in this year's presentation, some bold and imaginative steps have been highlighted. These will move the economy to higher levels of production and productivity. Mr. Speaker, from the standpoint of my remit, there will be a concerted effort to ensure that roads, bridges, energy, power generation, and other infrastructure works in the various regions be expanded and developed. Further, there will no longer be separation, rather linkages, which will be forged, and the rich resources from which Guyana is blessed will be made available for all for the benefit of this great nation. Mr. Speaker, I am glad to be part of a team which is working assiduously to transform this land of ours to heaven here on earth. Hence, the relevance of the theme of the 2016 budget, stimulating growth, restoring confidence, a good life beckons, cannot be understated. What is this theme saying to me? It is saying, Mr. Speaker, in regards to stimulating growth, that my government and my ministry, after I took office, embarked on a policy to put in place systems to ensure transparency and accountability as soon as it was assembled. Previously, chaos reigned. Some of the measures taken were all projects were publicly advertised with more effective supervision and monitoring devices being implemented. The upgrade and tightening of evaluation procedures and the establishment of the National Task Force project. These are just a few of the steps taken to stimulate growth. In regard to restoring confidence, Mr. Speaker, after taking up the necessary measures of stimulating growth, my ministry has and will be taking steps to restore confidence by proposing the establishment of the Inspectorate Division, which will be implemented this year. Furthermore, the Guyana-Brazilian hydropower initiatives will be vigorously pursued, as well as other similar hydro units. Greater initiatives will be taken this year with regard to hinterland roads, airstrips, and bridges upgrades, as well as other infrastructure works, especially in the three new townships of Bartica, Letem, and Mabaruma. Efforts will be taken to carry out studies to build the southern corridor through a phased approach. The continuation of the work of the National Task Force, coupled with the work of the Georgetown Restoration Project, will also be a priority. These are but a few of the many projects to restore confidence. Mr. Speaker, to stimulate growth and restore confidence, my ministry wholeheartedly joins with other ministries to usher in this truly dynamic process. This process is one that will engender in all a spirit of togetherness and oneness as Guyana moves forward. We must create new blessings for all our people in a rapidly flourishing economy where the good life beckons. Mr. Speaker, I will now review the performance of my ministry in 2015 and give a projection for the year 2016 and onwards. But before I do this, permit me a few minutes to respond to a few misleading statements recently made by members of the opposition. Mr. Speaker, since taking office, it has been my mandate to foster transparency, accountability, and partnership for the development of Guyana. On assuming office, I dispatched a letter to the Honorable Leader of the Opposition requesting that he identify the Shadow Minister of Public Infrastructure. No response, sir, was received until late November 2015. Despite this late response, sir, an invitation was extended to the Honorable Member Guanajil to join me in a review of the Ministry's 2015 program, as well as share a press conference with me on the content. To date, the Ministry has not received a response. And Mr. Speaker, listening to the Honorable Member's speech, I understand why, we listened to the speech, I realized he didn't have much of a clue on what public infrastructure was about, what we did, and what we're doing, sir. And I will say this because he mentioned CGIA expansion. Sir, since June the 25th, 2016, a complete review of that project was in the public domain. I quickly just Googled it on Kaito News of June the 25th. Sir. And then there is claims, sir, that we are getting less for more. What the Honorable Gentleman, and if he actually came to the review, you probably would have understood, is that even before we took this office, they had already skyrocketed the project, the cabinet had already agreed $2.5 million extra on top of the contract for terminal renovation, sir. We had to make additional allowances to relocate the GDF. Well, it's a particularly interesting one, sir. They relocated the GDF, but not so it does not reflect in the project sum. They paid GDF the money, and so GDF to pay someone else. But that all enters to the project thing. There's a new car park of $2 million that was never taken. Relocations of existing services, so that would have been another $500,000. So when we actually, US, these are all US, sir, every single thing. So when the assessment on the project was done, it came up to over $200 million. And what this administration has done, and I keep repeating it, is ensure that we have a project for $150 million and we have one of the best re-engineered projects. And if the Honorable Gentleman does not believe me, he can come with me and take a walk and let us visit the 4,000 residents in Tomeri North who will remain, who are being forced to be dislocated. They will remain under this renewed 3 years. In addition, Mr. Speaker, offers were made by the Ministry of Public Infrastructure to the members of the opposition for memberships on various boards that fall under the purview of this ministry. None were taken up. This is rather unfortunate and regrettable. Why would the opposition refuse to send representatives on important boards like GPL? They're going to be mumbling about BART settlement, but you have somebody there who will sit and represent what you would like to represent. Sir, the the airport, sir, he is so concerned, if the Honorable Member is so concerned about the project of the airport, he can send a representative, it's still there. He can send a representative there, and that offer is still open. That offer is still open, sir. You know what I mean? Sir, so that means, and my offer to meet the Honorable Gentleman and explain to him what my ministry has done in 2015 and explain to him what we do in 2016 still remains open. But from his presentation, I realized that they did him a disservice by throwing public infrastructure in his hands. Mr. Speaker, in relation to statements made by Honorable Members Hamilton, Dalamnal, Borton, Indra Chandrapal, and several other members that the Ministry of Public Infrastructure has not conceptualized any new projects of its own. I wish to highlight, Mr. Speaker, a number of projects that has been identified for implementation by my ministry. These projects are being funded by the Government of Guyana and the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund and focus on stellings, wharf development, waterfront development, port development, airstrips, aerodromes development. So I just this morning received positive confirmation on these grants. These projects, these developments are estimated to cost 15.2 billion Guyana dollars. And here we go. And I'll ask you, sir, Mr. Honorable Members, are these PPP projects? Sir, we are upgrading, sir. This government will no longer build wharfs. We are upgrading to the tune of $472 million, the Parika Stellinta waterfront development in Region 3. In Region 1, sir, similar renovations upgrade to Port Kaituma, $1.1 billion. Was that PPP? Kamaka, sir, $157 million. Sir, the tune of $1.1 billion will be used to upgrade the transport and harbor stelling in Georgetown. Immediately next to it is Stabrook Market Wharf. Sir, we will be building concessionary stands and construction of a floating ramp to accommodate speedboats, sir. And sir, to top it all off, we'll be doing a walkway linking the Stabrook Market to the transport and harbors wharf. All for $1.1 billion. Is that a PPP project? Sir, to a value of $3.6 billion, sir. $3.6 billion. Sir, I'm coming to Region 2. We'll be doing, sir, sea defense and land reclamation from Kingston to Ogle. We'll be constructing a boardwalk from Kingston to Ogle. And that, sir, as you know, is in the public domain, and we invited tenders, but that's in Region 4. In Region 6, sir, we'll be constructing a similar boardwalk, concession and stands powered by solar lighting, and a recreation area in Skeldon, Region 6. And for my honorable friend, Colonel Damon, sir, the construction of a boardwalk, concession stands, and recreational space with the speedboat operators and traveling permits in Supernam, Region 2, sir. Sir, I'm not finished yet, sir. You asked, and it is my duty and responsibility, sir. Port development, acquisition, sir, of a new dredge. Sir, of course, we would like to get to have a new port, but in the interim, acquisition of a new dredge, sir, is mentioned in the budget speech, $2.5 billion. Sir, let us talk about, and the Minister of Tourism and the Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs are interested in these, sir. Aerodromes and airstrips, $1.2 billion, sir. Upgrade of Anai, sir. Ikariku Bottom as a hub. Letem and Bartica in Region 7. Mr. Speaker, as I mentioned earlier, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure has already published advertisement inviting technical proposals, including conceptual designs and financial proposals from suitably qualified individuals and consulting firms. These advertisements has attracted interest as far as Europe. Bids are expected to be in here, sir, the end of February 2016. This project, as I just mentioned, will see land reclamation, a boardwalk, powered with renewable energy, all to be completed by late this year or early next year, $2.5 billion. These developments will create employment and major economic input in all of these regions. It's our government's commitment that the residents and current users, you can tell them in Supernam, will be given the first option for jobs and concessions in these new areas. Mr. Speaker, let me just say, in other projects also being undertaken with this fund, sir, is the reconstruction of the Wisborne Bridge. Sir, that is the gateway. So right now we have Mike Coney Branch Road, and of course the Parika Goshen Road, which will be executed for $2.398 billion, have been set aside to commence construction. Mr. Speaker, in response to the Honourable Member Gangas Prasad's claim that the budget for Region 8 has been significantly reduced, permit me, Mr. Speaker, to firmly refute this. Mr. Speaker, in 2015,
Honourable Member, you rise.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker.
You rise on a point of order?
Yes, sir. 42. 40. Yes, sir. Sorry. The honourable member is attributing a statement to me that I didn't make, sir. I said that Region 8 continued to be the lowest in terms of allocation. I didn't say reduce, sir. Thank you, sir. And Hansard can verify that, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw my previous comments. Coupling exactly what the previous speaker said, I would like to say in 2015, the sum of $257 million was expended on internal roads and the airstrip of Mahdia, Region 8. The Baying Sukri junction to Mahdia was also rehabilitated. Furthermore, in 2016, the sum of $433 million was identified to continue works in these same areas. That means, sir, in 2015 and 2016, nearly $700 million will be expended by this ministry for Region 8. Honourable Member Ganga Prasad, unless I am mistaken, $700 million is an impressive figure. Derelict vehicles, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, in keeping with the nation's goal of a green economy, has budgeted $133 million for the acquisition and preparation of a site for the storage of derelict vehicles. This land, of approximately 50 hectares, is located along the Soesdijk Highway and will facilitate the compaction and the storage of derelict vehicles picked up across the country. This, sir, is under the Guyana Restore project. Sir, quickly going, sir, I will tell you, the ministry, and I'm speaking on transparency, sir, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, if you visit our website right now, sir, every single project executed on 2015 capital work and maintenance work are there, the name of the contractors, the percentage paid, and everything. So when members are talking about the non-implementation of the public procurement information, which is in the hands of the PAC, chaired by the opposition, I just wanted them to know that if you need any information on the Ministry of Public Information, we have internet here, you can Google it right now. Pothole streets in Georgetown, impassable bridges in Port Comarca, bumpy strips across the hinterland, these and countless other undeveloped infrastructure has impeded Guyana's development. In his budget presentation on January 29, Finance Minister Honorable Winston Jordan noted that the government's recognition of these impediments and said that the 2016 budget placed a high priority on infrastructure development. This is true and evident in allocation of $30.64 billion for the Ministry of Public Infrastructure. This figure is broken down into the current position of $7.3 billion and a capital provision of $23.33 billion. While achievements were made in 2015 on the Public Infrastructure Ministry, it was recognized that much more is needed to be done. Rather, under the theme of stimulating growth, restoring confidence, a good life beckons, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure has been allocated 13.2% of the total budget to move the good life concept from words to reality. Mr. Speaker, the Work Service Group in the Ministry of Public Infrastructure. The Work Service Group, the largest agency in the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, has responsibility for the execution of all foreign and nationally funded projects falling under the ministry. One such project, which has the potential for major development in Guyana, is the East Bank Demerara 4-lane expansion project, funded under the IDB. This project was awarded in 3 lots. All 3 contracts were signed on October 3rd, 2011, with a commencement date of November 1st, 2011, and a completion date of April 30th, 2013. Thus far, lots 2 and 3, Reed and Rough to Great Diamond, has been completed, and the defects liability period ends in the 2nd quarter of 2015. Meanwhile, Lot 1, the Providence to Covent Garden, with a length of 2.65 kilometers, was awarded to Dipcon Engineering Services at a price of $8 million US. The contractor had only completed 59% of the contract when he effectively ceased all works in May 2015, 2 years after the project was scheduled for completion. Following discussions with the contractor, an agreeable settlement was reached on August 16, 2015, and the contract was terminated. The outstanding portion of Lot 1 is being pursued with the relevant authorities for completion by the 2 contractors who successfully completed Lot 2 and 3. The IDB and MPTAB have provided their no objections to this approach in this section, and these works will be completed in the 2nd quarter of this year. And I want to say, just in case the honorable members want to say, what was negotiated with the 2 contractors, they kept their existing rates, which they signed the contract in 2011. Those were the rates implemented in this extension work. Another important project is the Sheriff Mandela Avenue project, also funded by the IDB and signed on March 15, 2013. This project has encountered considerable delays since the signing of the loan. On 2 occasions, following public advertisement and evaluation of the bid, the process had to be annulled since none of the companies fulfilled the evaluation criteria specified in the bidding documents. Having regard to the scope of works in relation to this project, the government of Guyana has decided to review the various components under the project in order to determine whether there should be any adjustments, taking into consideration the present configuration of Sheriff Street, Mandela. In this regard, the design section of the Work Service Group has already commenced this exercise. In Budget 2016, a sum of $580 million has been provided for this project. For the East Coast Expansion Project, there will be a major road works from Better Hope to Belfield. The scope of works includes a 4-lane expansion from Better Hope to Annandale and a 2-lane upgrade from Annandale to Belfield. In regards to the 4th road project, it is Region Route to Hydroni. This contract was awarded in January 2015 for a duration of 3 years. For road works under this project, it costs $44.3 million US, which has another component of $2.5 million, which caters for school road safety education programs. As of December 2015, road works under this project was approximately 20% completed, while expenditure of December 31st, 2015 was US $15.3 million. Under budget 2016, $2.369 billion was provided for the continuation of this project. Road works are expected to be completed by December 31st, 2017. Also, in 2015, a number of foreign-funded studies were commissioned. These were the East Bank Berbice Road, Region 6. The feasibility study has been completed for Phase 2, Stanleytown to Everton. The ministry is presently awaiting the IDB's no objection in order to proceed with the tendering of the civil works to complete this section. And that, sir, is a promise by this administration to the people of Berbice, and it will be done. The Sir, a study for the East Bank, Demerara Grove to Mary. A feasibility study has been completed and we are assessing that at the moment. Sir, on the urban transportation study, this study is intended to develop specific diagnostics of the urban transportation situation, problems and trends, and provide recommendations. The terms of reference has been approved. Consultants have already been shortlisted, and the proposals will be expected to be submitted shortly. Other feasibility studies that are being undertaken right now, sir, is the upgrade and rehabilitation of the Linden-Sues-Dyke Highway, the Kokwani-Aichuni Road, sir, the Wisma Bridge, as I mentioned before, the East Coast Railway embankment. All these studies, sir, fall under the IDB portfolio. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, through the Work Services Group, has been constructing, rehabilitating, and maintaining roads and bridges in regions 1 to 6 and 10. In 2015, 509 million and 570 million were awarded under the miscellaneous and urban roads program, respectively. A total of 32 urban roads, 51 miscellaneous roads were awarded to various contractors. All work, sir, are expected to be completed in the second half of 2016. The preliminary design, Honorable Member, for the Parika-Goshen Road was completed. It is currently being reviewed, and as I mentioned earlier, we will be proceeding in 2016. Budget 2016 has a provision for miscellaneous roads in the sum of $1.425 billion and urban roads in the sum of $1.164 billion for all regions. Sir, in regards to bridges, in 2015, 24 bridges were rehabilitated and repaired at a cost of $83 million. These include bridges in Molson Creek, Mahaika, Linden and Lethem, North Sophia, Essequibo, and other areas. In 2016, sir, budget 2016 has a total of $293 million has been provided for rehabilitation of bridges on the current and capital provisions.
Honourable Member, you have 4 minutes more.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Honourable Member be given 5 additional minutes as an extension to his time allotted.
I thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Member, you will speak for 35 minutes. A total of 35 minutes. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I will jump ahead to Hinterland Road, sir. Mr. Speaker, in keeping with our policy of linking the hinterland to the coast, the government has embarked on a program to rehabilitate the major road networks in hinterland regions. These roads are intended to facilitate the access to these areas where our natural resources are located, so as to assist our extractive industry production, which currently contributes significantly to the growth of the economy. These roads also facilitate greater connectivity between the coastline and the hinterland. For instance, areas such as Malia, Lethem, and Bartica have seen over the years an increase in commercial activities and in some instances a hub for persons traveling via land from Brazil to mining areas. In 2015, the following works were carried out in regions 1, 7, and 9. A total of 801 kilometers of road work were done for a total cost of $733 million. Mr. Speaker, the closure of the Wales estate was unfortunate but unavoidable. But, sir, since this government considers Region 3, in particular the West Bank Demerara, to be our next frontier for development. Therefore, yes, sir, ma'am, therefore, feasibility studies will be conducted this year, right now, for the expansion of the road network from Free and Easy to Sand Hill Junction. This expanded area, sir, is earmarked for an industrial and business estate, housing, the Minister of Housing said that, and agricultural development. Coupled, sir, coupled with the new Demerara crossing, which we are embarking on. Soon, the residents in this area will be our pioneers in this new frontier. Mr. Speaker, in 2016, $200 million have been provided for the renovation of buildings, which include 9 buildings, the completion of the Umanayana, and the completion of the Honorable Prime Minister's residence. Mr. Speaker, in 2015, it's the completion, my dear. The retention is $171,000. Sir, the Chedijagan International Airport had another successful year and discharged its function in keeping with its mandate. Last year, we saw both a 6% increase in both passengers inbound and outbound, as well as cargo, a 6% increase over the previous years. The income generated, sir, by the CGIA Corporation, sir, was $1 billion in 2015. This is the income in 2015 has almost doubled in the last 6 years. Of the income collected, $415 million was transferred to the consolidated fund in 2015 compared to $393 in 2014. The CGIA has also procured an ambulance, sir, which is on standby 24 hours in case of any emergencies. So the airport expansion project, as I said, was redefined by this government and is now scheduled to be completed in 2017. Re-engineered. Sir, the re-engineering that was done, the existing terminal building will be renovated and extended. The runway will be extended the same length on both sides, and we will have the construction of one Code E remote parking position. In 2016 budget, $4.4 billion will be provided. Mr. Speaker, quickly, the GEA, sir, the GEA is the body with primary responsibility for energy, made a number of accomplishments in 2015, and in budget 2016, GEA has been allocated the sum of $7.9 billion for renewable energy projects in schools and hinterland hydro systems.
Honourable Member, you have 4 minutes remaining.
Thank you, sir. Most welcome. Sir, as I mentioned, sir, earlier, this administration had a meeting with the Brazilian ambassadors and the Brazilian contractors which the previous administration had signed the MOU for the Mazaruni hydro project, and they came recommitting their interest in developing this project, sir. And we will, with their assistance, proceed apace. Sir, I quickly mention, sir, GPL. Sir, I will quickly mention GPL, sir. A new board has been installed, albeit without the representative of the opposition. Sir, with the increase in the rebase of GPL from 10,000 to 15,000, residential, commercial, and industrial consumers will benefit from April the 1st, 2016. And sir, the opposition has made light of this, but let me tell this nation, for residential consumers, totaling 166,000, the benefit that is expected for them is $7,000 monthly.
You have 2 minutes.
For commercial consumers, sir.
Honourable Member, you have 2 minutes remaining.
For commercial, sir, for commercial consumers, sir, 10,000 of them, they will save $36,000 every month. And sir, for the large industrial consumers, $1.5 million every month. Sir, these savings is anticipated to boost their productivity. Sir, in conclusion, with the presentation of our early 2016 budget, we have a golden opportunity to execute our work programs and thus fulfill the promises we made to the electorate in our 2015 APNU AFC manifesto. So I, Mr. Speaker, would like to support the call of the honourable members on this side of the House to join and make a plea to members of that side of the House to join with us to build this beautiful country of ours together, since in unity they are strength. Sir, Mr. Speaker, with those few words, I'd like to commend this budget to the House.